Destiny Kids! Thank you so much for joining me for service today. I'm super excited to learn more about families in the Bible. If you're ready, stand up for praise and worship, and we'll have some fun. Let's go!
My life down at your feet. You're the only one I need. I turn to you and you are always there. In troubled times it's you I see. I put you first, that's all I need. I humble all I am, all to you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You were always, always there. Every how and everywhere. Your grace abounds so deeply within me. You will never ever change. Yesterday, today, the same. Forever till forever means no end. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. Are you having fun? Well, what we're gonna do now is we're all gonna get down nice and low. That's it, how low can you go? And we're gonna sing, you are the way, the truth and the life. Come on, let me hear ya. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. Up a bit higher. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. You are the way. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for.
Have you ever had a fight with someone in your family? Maybe you or your brother or sister fought over a toy, or you got in trouble with your parents or grandparents for disobeying. None of our families are perfect, and we might have trouble getting along sometimes, but we're going to learn how God can help us. We learned last week about Jacob tricking his brother Esau, and then tricking his father to get Esau's blessing. Jacob lied, and it hurt his family. He didn't talk with his brother for many years. After a long time of living apart, Jacob got married and had a family of his own. God told him to go back to his hometown, but he remembered how he lied and hurt his brother. He was afraid to go home because he might have to see Esau. Have you ever had a family reunion where you saw people who live far away? Jacob was going to go home, and he knew that meant seeing Esau because he had lied and taken a lot from him. Jacob prayed and asked God to help him. He even sent messengers with gifts for Esau. The gift he sent was herds of animals, and he thought it might make his brother happier to see him. Jacob spent the night at his camp, and something very strange happened to him. He had a wrestling match with someone, and it lasted all night long. In the morning, the person he was wrestling with touched Jacob's hip, and it hurt. Then the person he had wrestled with told him he had wrestled with God, and the person left. Whoa, what on earth? After the fight, Jacob had a limp, but he kept walking to meet his brother Esau. As Jacob was walking to meet his brother, he was scared Esau was going to be mad and do something to pay him back. But Esau had heard from the messengers that Jacob was coming, and Esau came running to meet Jacob. When he saw his brother, Esau ran to him and hugged him. They both started crying. Can you imagine how happy it made Jacob feel? Esau forgave his brother and thanked him for the gifts. Jacob was connected to his family again. Even though Jacob and Esau's family had been hurt by lies for many years, God put this family back together through forgiveness. When we have problems in our families or fights with our brothers or sisters or parents, we can choose to forgive and put our family relationships first. We can let God help heal our families.
We learned last week about Jacob tricking Esau to get his birthright and then tricking Isaac to get Esau's blessing.
Jacob was very dishonest and it hurt his family. He had a bad relationship with his brother for many years.
This story sounds like it could have taken place today. Many of us have a hard time getting along with our siblings or family members.
After a long time of living separately, the brothers were going to meet up. Jacob was worried about meeting his brother because Jacob knew he had stolen Esau's blessing.
For years, the two brothers lived separate lives and didn't talk or have a relationship with each other.
Have you ever gotten into a fight with your siblings and had a time where you don't speak to them for a while?
What's the longest you've gone without speaking to your sibling?
Jacob felt bad about what he did to his brother. He prayed and asked God for help.
Then, to make Esau less angry, he sent gifts ahead of himself to Esau. The night before Jacob met Esau, Jacob had a wrestling match with someone he didn't know.
He wrestled all night and then the other person touched Jacob's hip and it hurt him. It made him limp.
Do you remember who Jacob was wrestling with? It was God. Why do you think God chose to wrestle with Jacob? And why do you think God couldn't overpower Jacob?
It could be that God wanted to teach Jacob something in the struggle. God changed Jacob's name to Israel, which means struggles with God.
The next day, after Jacob's wrestling match with God, he met up with his brother for the first time in many years.
When Jacob and Esau finally met, even though Jacob and Esau's family had been broken by lies for many years, God put this family back together through forgiveness.
God helped their family heal from some big hurts. Esau forgave Jacob, and they hugged. They had a relationship again.
When we have problems in our families or fights with our brothers or sisters or parents, we can choose to forgive and put our family relationships first.
We can let God help heal our families.
Let's spend time talking with God in prayer.
Dear God, thank you for loving us and helping heal our families.
Help us forgive people when they hurt us and forgive us when we hurt others.
We love you. Amen.
Okay, it's time for our big idea.
Let's go!
Week 3. God helps us be honest with our families. Hey, our big idea is God helps us be honest with our families. Being dishonest causes big problems in families today, but God can help us be honest. Parents, find other lesson materials linked below on our app or our website at discoverdestiny.org. Join us for next week. Bye!